Hello YouTube. So it's a time for the next video, and the next video about how I repair my greenhouse that has been damaged over the winter by the wind and the snow. It was kind of abandoned. You can see it in the background. I will go and show you the damage, the wind damage. It was abandoned for almost a year due to like different aspects of my life. So let's go. So this is my greenhouse I made like several years ago. It was like used as a tomato house, as a chili paper house, but it was abandoned for a year or so, and the crows made huge damage to the roof, and the winter winds and snow like completely destroyed the entrance and outer wall. So I used this as for the pots and blah blah blah. So this is the side from the opposite side. Well, as you can see, it's like it needs heavy repairs, and let me show you how I did it. So the first thing I do, I take out my measuring tape. Yes, and I measure that it's 4.5 meters across, and all the length of the poly is about 6 meters. So it's very simple. Then I measure the front and end, and I get the 6 by 7 meters poly. So I went to the local garden shop, local tool shop, and bought the poly. So this is the poly I brought. Then I will need my old trusty Makita and some other tools to get rid of the screws and everything that I don't need. And since I used 100 different screws for this, I need every connection I have, probably. We'll see. As soon as I start screwing out the old screws and removing plastic, I notice the big flaws in my old design. I will absolutely improve it this time. This is some fixations are not needed for the plastic. Okay, you will see. I can't, like, it's very hard for me to film and do the actual work. So I will try my best to include some parts of the actual screwing, but it's a little bit boring, I think. You will see the results. As I work, I leave the new poly in a sunny spot in a garden, so it warms up and becomes more flexible. So I can stretch it better, and it will fit better when it's warm. It's very important part of changing the greenhouse poly, because if the poly is frozen and it's cold, you can't. It's not flexible. It will later in summer be like not in a shape. If it's warm and it's stretched, then it will fit better. So I'm fixing the entrance door for the greenhouse, and this all is not working, so I decided I make new screws for this. So I will unscrew this. So it took me a little bit more effort than expected, but I finally took away most of the screws, I hope, and I'm ready to remove the old plastic. The greenhouse really has seen the better shapes over the years. Yeah. Let's see how successfully I can remove the plastic. Plastic is coming out. Yoo-hoo! Finally. Okay. And we can see old greenhouse as a new. So yeah. Finally, the plastic is off. It's really worn out, and the new plastic is waiting. So the damage has been set, and new poly has been soaked in the sun, bathed in the sun for all day. The tools are ready. The friendly carpenter gave me his leftovers. It will be very useful for fixing. And this one with 40mm clamps. So I think I'm good to go. I will try to film as much as I can. So I managed to get it over. To fix it for the current moment, I just use the clamps and I fix it for just a second. Later I will change it. Right now I just take sharp knife and I cut it to the shape. I have this new pulley fixed and cut off, so I can fix it temporarily and measure the sides, each side. The process is continuing, and now I'm gonna screw back the door. Oh shit, it's falling. Hello. I managed to finish the changing of pulley, and it took a little bit more than expected. So well spent Easter holidays. The pulley is set up and warming up. My few tips for this: use the warm pulley so it stretches better. If you use it cold, it will not fit in summer. Don't do too many screws. It's a pulley, it's not a house. So yeah, that's from my experience from unscrewing it. So just go creative. Okay, this was the video about setting up poly greenhouse. Catch up in the next video. I will do seed planting to plant them in poly. See you.